It is a complete Band-Aid solution. And acne, in a sense, I like to look at it as a gift. Your body is telling you something's out of balance. For other people, they'll never know that something is out of balance. They'll ignore those symptoms that are maybe fatigue or joint pain, and they won't think much of it. Your skin is very much telling you something is out of balance, and it's your check engine light is on. So topicals, pharmaceuticals, birth control pills, anything like that, they're just going to mask the problem, and you're never going to actually figure out what is your body trying to tell you. And because I find that gut health is almost always at the root cause of acne in some sense, you're going to never address what's actually happening in the gut, whether it's some kind of microbial imbalance, something like a candida yeast overgrowth, parasites, anything that it might be that your body's trying to tell you to pay attention to. So they're very much short-term solutions. I mean, you could use them for the rest of your life, but your acne is telling you that there's some kind of problem, and that could develop into more serious chronic diseases if you don't address it when your skin is telling you to.
Yeah, absolutely. I think along exactly the same lines. I mean, I do say to people, and I know it's hard to hear, but acne is a blessing. Like you said, it's making you aware of something that could be much more serious, a decade or two further down the line. It could be potentially life-threatening. I mean, listen, acne can be life-threatening if someone's suicidal because their acne is so bad, right? Let's not, sweep that under the carpet. That's serious as well. But, whether it's diabetes or Alzheimer's or heart disease or whatever it might be, that is generally far worse than acne, because acne itself isn't going to kill you, but the disease that you're hiding from by using these products. And the other thing I think for me to add as well is that these products are all toxic as well. Right?
Definitely.
So, I can certainly say from my experience, the products didn't even work. They made my skin worse. Right? The antibiotics definitely made my skin worse in the long term. They did actually help for a very short period of time. But when you think, well, what do antibiotics do? They kill bacteria. What inhabits your gut and plays a very vital role is bacteria, right? So if these antibiotics that I was taking for 18 years wiped out my microbiome, no wonder I had a candida overgrowth because they had nothing to keep them in check, right?
Yeah.
So I might have started off with one type of acne and ended up with another type of acne, or I probably had 5 different types of acne by the end. But, I used a cream called Quinoderm. That's benzoyl peroxide is the main ingredient.
Okay.
That made my skin red and sore and flaky and dry. And actually one of the side effects, and this is on the National Health Service website in the UK, amongst others, is that if you drop it on the carpet, it will take all the colour out of your carpet.
Oh, my gosh.
And you think, well, if that does that to a carpet, what's that doing to me? Right? And the funny thing is, I experienced that in my bedroom as a teenager. I dropped some on the carpet, and yet the carpet, where it fell, all the colour came out. It turned white. It's like a bleaching effect.
Wow.
So that wasn't great. And then you also I was prescribed, or not prescribed, but I was advised to use a cleanser called 1006, which is made from salicylic acid. That made my skin even more dry, even more red, even more flaky. And then I would find that my skin would respond to the dryness by creating excess oil.
Oh.
Right? So then I'd literally have grease dropping off my forehead. So that was definitely making my acne worse as well, right? So that's my experience of the products that I was using. And my doctor didn't have any other options up his sleeve. That it wasn't working. The only option he gave me was, if that antibiotic isn't working, I need to give you a different one.
Wow.
So I don't know. I can't remember how many I went through. Probably 6 different types of antibiotics over the 18 years. What was kind of your experience with products?
Luckily, I always had some kind of feeling that I didn't want to use pharmaceuticals, and I don't know why I had this way of thinking. I didn't grow up in a crunchy granola household or anything like that, but the one product or medication that I did try for acne was birth control pills. So talking to a dermatologist, she recommended going seeing endocrinologists and see what they can do for birth control pills. And I tried all the different pills, nothing helped. I was on it at an age where I shouldn't have been on birth control. I was on it for far too long, and birth control has serious side effects that nobody talks about. For one thing, it does change your ability to absorb nutrients. So it does lead to nutrient deficiencies. It disrupts your gut microbiome, especially when you're on it long term. So all these side effects of the birth control weren't helping at all for the acne. I don't think my hormones were an issue at all. And then they were leading to all the side effects, which were likely disrupting my gut health even more. And I think that maybe that was one of the reasons why finally in my 20s, my acne got the worst it's ever been. My body just couldn't handle all the disruptions that it was going through. So luckily, I never tried any type of antibiotics for my acne, topical or any type of oral. And I think and maybe it was because it was never as bad as it is for other people. You know, it was a nuisance. I could cover it with makeup. I mean, a lot of makeup and a lot of time, but I could get it good enough. So I never, I think, came to the point where I felt like antibiotics were the choice I needed. And I think they're a very valid choice if people are out there and they're at that point where their acne is taking over their lives and they just cannot deal with doing a holistic approach just yet. It could be a first step, so I don't want to demonize all medications and make it sound like they're never a choice. They are an option there, especially if you're at a place where it's too much psychological distress to live with the acne. But then I would like to tell those people, try to find the real root cause. Don't rely on those medications forever. Your body's speaking to you.